By Power Business Technology, your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome. We are here at the Beachhead Deli, downtown location across the street from Golden One Center. This is game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. It starts for real tonight. The Kings season opener, the home opener, as they play host to the Minnesota Timberwolves. High flyer, there's nothing like opening night. I know baseball has opening day, and that's special. But for us in Sacramento, opening night at Golden One Center, the best arena in the league, as voted by the fans. This is special.
I like that, no doubt. You know, Scott, we were talking about this earlier with the guys, and it's one of those things to where this is all we have.
Yep.
You know, this is what Sacramento has been built on. And, you know, for the Kings and opening night, it's been special for 40 years in a row. And I'm telling you, the fans have never once not showed up and showed out for this team. So, you know what? Rightfully so. I wouldn't expect anything else.
And what a perfect evening, too. We know how great it is outside the Doco, outside the arena. But this whole area, we're just across the street on 7th and J. They're building the ice rink. It's hard to believe, but they're getting it ready for Christmas time already. We're just behind this beautiful Beachhead Deli here in downtown. What a great night to be outside in Sacktown.
No doubt. This is right where the roller ring is, too, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you know, hey, they almost got me to go out and buy me a pair of skates, man. I used to love to skate back when I was a junior.
Really?
But I was able to take a fall back then. I don't think I'm going to be able to take one right now. But I definitely will come out, man, and bring the kids and watch them do it.
Fantastic. Yeah, we don't need any broken bones right now.
No. I'm one baseline move from a boot.
You and me both. All right, let's start breaking this down. Now, obviously, for the Kings, it wasn't the preseason that people thought 0-5, concern amongst some. Preseason, you throw that away. It all starts for real tonight. They get the T-Wolves here, and I expect a much different Kings team on the floor.
Definitely a different type of atmosphere. Atmosphere, a different type of effort that we should see from the Sacramento Kings. You know, preseason is exactly what it is. We talk about it. You have time to go out there and try different combinations, try different things. It's a experimental type situation.
Yep.
You know, but now, hey, this is all the marbles. So, you know, you come out with your guns blazing. You know, I definitely think the Sacramento Kings want to start out on a high. You know, they're not one of those basketball teams to say, well, you know what, we're one of those teams that start out slow, but then once we get our engines revving, once we get everything oiled up, you know, we get it rolling and we come downhill. No, this is a basketball team that wants to come out and start things going the right way early.
No doubt. And when we talk about it, for the Kings to be successful this year, the one thing we want to see is some domination on the home court. The fans are too good. The atmosphere is too great. The record hasn't been good enough at home for the Kings the last couple of years. Despite having winning seasons, they haven't taken advantage of the home court. They need to this year.
And most definitely, you know, the Kings are, if they want to do something special, Scott, and which we think they are, they really have to come out and, you know, solidify home court. That's usually number one. You know, Kings have done it backwards a couple of years to where they really played well on the road. You know, they was able to go on the road and win big time games, and they kind of fizzled at home. But, you know, it needs to be done right this year. Be dominant at home and then be able to pull some out on the road.
No doubt. 22, 23, 24 wins won't be enough. I want to see 30 wins from this Kings team at home this year.
You know what? I don't care how they come, Scott.
Okay.
But I got this team 6 games better than what they were last year.
Okay.
I got them probably like at
52.
at a 52, maybe 53 clip. I think that'll be good enough to get them in the playoffs. But I look at it at how they played. They played okay last year. I definitely thought the team was better than what they put out there on the floor. So that's why I'm saying 6 games. With that being said, if you can keep this team healthy and you add in a 6-time All-Star like DeMar DeRozan, that should be able to get you 6 more games.
No doubt. Let's talk about DeMar. Obviously, the big acquisition, 6-time All-Star, fit right in the preseason. Mr. Mid-Range looked like he had been a king for years. What do you expect from him tonight?
To be solid. to be solid, to come out and do what he does, play the mid-range game, utilize the free throw game, rebound the basketball, and just overall play with the others.
Absolutely. And in terms of fit, one thing with this league, you look at Boston and what they did on Tuesday night and crushing the Knicks, and they shot over 53s, broke the league record for 29, all that stuff. We're clearly moving into an era, we've already been there, where it's the three-point shot or bust. DeMar bucks that trend. He is not Mr. Three-point shot.
No, he isn't. I mean, and he's one of those guys to where, and knowing he's been in this league long enough, Scott, he knows what he does well. And it right now isn't a time to flip the switch and say, okay, you're going to see three-point DeMar. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to play exactly the way he's been playing that's gotten him those 6 nods as an all-star player. But he will be able to put some threes up, understanding that he's on a basketball team that likes to shoot threes.
Yeah, we talked about it in the preseason. The Kings did not shoot the three ball well. I know that's something you weren't concerned about. Obviously, to be successful, they're going to have to shoot it at a better clip in the regular season.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the Kings didn't shoot the ball well in preseason. True. So the ball just wasn't going in for them. And like I said, I wasn't concerned about that, because like I said, it's experimental. You're trying different things. I mean, you can easily say, well, the Kings just shot lights out in preseason. And then when the season starts, they stub their toe. It means nothing. So I would much rather for it be in the opposite situation to where they really struggled in preseason, but once the season hit, they found their stride.
No doubt. How many seasons have the Kings gone undefeated in the preseason
right.
and gone to a 25-win year? So we know the preseason wins and losses mean absolutely nothing. All right, De'Aaron Fox, we know that he did not sign the extension. We know in large part because of what he can do at the end of next season if he has an incredible year. Again, he had an opportunity to sign a $165 million extension. Elected not to. At the end of next year, he can qualify for a 4-year, $220 million extension. If he makes all NBA, that goes to $365 million for Mr. De'Aaron Fox.
The extension, non-extension means nothing to me right now. And it might be a part of what De'Aaron is thinking about. I don't think it's the total situation, because right now that extension means nothing if this team don't come out and be successful.
Yeah.
I don't care how well De'Aaron plays. If this team isn't successful, that extension ain't coming the way he thinks it's going to come. So it's all about how well this team does. And I honestly think he wants these guys to play well. He wants this team to do well, and it's going to be a lot on his shoulders. A lot is going to fall on De'Aaron's shoulders, but he has help. It's not one of those things to where, you have to come out and you're the end all be all.
Yeah.
You're the whole pie. No, De'Aaron just has to be a solid piece. You have him. You have Sabonis. You have DeMar DeRozan. You have an up-and-coming Keegan. All right. You've got a 6-man candidate coming off the bench, and Malik Monk. Trey Lyles is back. Thank God. Hopefully he's healthy. We're going to need him. He's got some pieces to where he don't look outside and say, oh, man, I got to do all this lifting by myself.
No doubt. And, again, after practice today, De'Aaron said, you know what, it's all about contending. That's why we're playing here. And so, in part, it's not about money for him. It's about where this Kings team's going to be at the end of the year.
I mean, let's just put it out there, Scott. You'll never see De'Aaron Fox or none of his family standing on the corner with a sign that says, "We work for food."
No.
Okay, the guy is already paid. All right. Now, I understand you get your worth. I understand all that business side. I hate going to the business side, Scott, because I think the basketball side is more important. But at the end of the day, it's all about, are you going to be successful?
No doubt. And that's what the Kings are searching for here, a trip back to the NBA playoffs, a year denied with going to New Orleans, not getting the job done there. We're here from the Beachhead Deli. We're, again, across the street from the arena on 7th and J. Beachhead Deli, the place to pregame before your next big arena event. Coming up this hour, we'll get you caught up on all the other scores in the league, get your thoughts on what you've seen, High Flyer, the first 2 nights so far in the NBA. Lots going on. The NBA is on fire right now, first week going on. But tonight, it is the season opener. It's the home opener for the Kings. They take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The T-Wolves come in at 0-1. They lost in L.A. on Tuesday night, but they do have one of the game's great stars in Anthony Edwards. We'll break him down as well. Game night is being brought to you by Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself how the Power family can help you with all your business copier needs. Give them a call today, 1-844-POWER-BZ, or go to powercopiers.com. More of Game night coming to you live from Beachhead Deli right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Sacramento Kings open their season tonight against Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tip at 7 p.m.
Fans on their feet.
Listen to every Kings game all season long.
On your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Yeah, there are so many football games streaming this season. Can Xfinity Internet handle it?
Oh, we know the game is only live once, so we built a network with all-pro speeds and low lag so you don't miss a snap.
So I can yell, "He's open!" when he's actually open?
Yeah, but the quarterback still can't hear you.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and TV and enjoy instant access to your favorite live sports with the Xfinity Stream app. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Streaming content limited to the U.S. Programming subject to change.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Game 1 of 82 for the Kings tonight. If you're coming out to the game, you're going to like it. They have got the special 40 years of Roar shirts. The white shirts are on every seat tonight. It'll be a whiteout inside Golden One Center. It looks great inside the building right now. Of course, we're coming to you live from Beachhead Deli. We're outside enjoying a beautiful fall evening in the capital city. Scott Marsh and the High Flyer with you. Again, Kings and Timberwolves tonight. Minnesota, again, looking for their first win of the year. They're 0-1. The Kings, their first game of the year. And High Flyer tonight, you know, we've talked a lot about De'Aaron. We've talked about DeMar in the preseason. We've talked about Keegan. We've broken all of them down. You know, we haven't talked about Kevin Huerter and Trey Lyles. They didn't play in the preseason. They are going to play tonight. In fact, Kevin Huerter is going to start tonight for the Sacramento Kings.
Wow, okay. All right. So we're going to see this right off the bat. Kevin Huerter is in the starting lineup. He's been inserted in. And, you know, the big one for me is Trey Lyles because, you know, I've always said that the Kings, they need some front court help. You know, and he's a guy that's going to bring another big body and be able to, you know, give Sabonis some help out there. So, all right, so let's see what that brings. I'm with it.
Yeah, let's see what they're at right now. Obviously, they would not be playing if they weren't at 100%. And I'm glad, particularly for Kevin. I thought that was going to be a little longer-term injury. I wasn't expecting to see him back in October, so that's great news.
You know, very good news because, you know, if the Kings are going to be that team that gets up and down, if they're going to be that team that's going to be, you know, high energy, shooting threes, they're going to need that guy.
And I think it's great for Kevin Huerter and just the confidence factor and everything else. You know, he came in year one, had a tremendous year in the starting lineup. Was a big part of why the Kings were the number 3 seed with 48 wins. Last year was not his year at all. Obviously, it got off to a poor start. There was some messing with the rotation with Kevin Huerter in terms of coming off the bench, all that stuff. It just never seemed to work for him. And then he got injured on top of it, to add injury to insult. So I think by Mike Brown saying right away, we're putting him in the starting lineup, I think they're trying to jumpstart him a little bit and kind of get him back to 2 years ago.
I do too. I think this is a situation to where they're trying to get him going. You know, you don't want to go away from a guy like that straight out the bat that had so many different situations that happened to him. You know, it was so many things that happened to where, you know, it could have went south for Kevin Huerter, even with the injuries, right?
Yep.
So to say, okay, Kev, jump out there. We believe in you. You're still our guy. Get back to where you were. I think that's a huge confidence booster for him to hit the floor.
I do too. And I think it's a great thing for Sabonis too, because remember 2 years ago, just the great chemistry on those dribble handoffs between Huerter and Sabonis. I think it helps Sabonis' game.
It does. I mean, anybody out there helps Sabonis' game. You know, when you look at how he plays, he's been doing dribble handoffs with DeMar like they've been playing together for the last 5 years.
True.
So him and Malik Monk has one of the best 1-2 combinations out there on the floor. And, I even think that when him and McLaughlin is running that high pick and roll, he's going to be able to facilitate for him. And both of those guys are going to be able to help each other out.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, Trey Lyles, to your point, that's the Kings' big man that they're going to rely on a lot. And, of course, when it came to Minnesota, Trey Lyles was really good against the T-Wolves. I mean, it's a different T-Wolves roster, of course. Big Cat is in New York. Julius Randle is in. But, boy, Trey Lyles did such a great job of drawing out that Timberwolf defense.
You know what, Scooter? A few years ago, it worked very well because, the Kings were forced to put Trey at the 5.
Right.
I don't know if that was something that they wanted to do, but it was something that they had to do. And Trey Lyles went to the 5, and it worked very well. We talked about it. They had Cat and they had Rudy Gobert. They had 2 7-footers who, blocked shots and gobbled up rebounds at a very high rate. So when Trey went to the 5, I think Cat went to the bench. They still tried to play Rudy Gobert with him, right? But then that pulled Rudy Gobert from up under that rim. And that did exactly what you wanted him to do, is that, okay, pull him out. Now, he really don't want to defend out of the 3-point line, and now he's not blocking shots and he's not grabbing rebounds. You really neutralize him. So Cat was in foul trouble. Rudy had to go to the bench. They had to go to Naz Reid.
They did. And obviously Naz Reid, 6th man of the year. Nice catering here. High Flower, you've got your Beach Hut sandwich going. I love that as well. As you are going to be well taken care of before the game, you got the nice little Beach Hut deli deal going.
That looks very nice. I like that.
Got your ham and cheese.
You know what? Shout out to Beach Hut, for hooking a brother like the High Flyer up because, I'm doing yeoman's work, Scott.
You are, man. You're working overtime.
We go on with the drive guys. Then you and I, we got our show, and I got to do the pregame with Jason. Then I'm on the call with the G-Man. Then after that, man, I'm working day and night.
Should I pull out the violin for you?
No. Just make sure the paycheck right.
I got you. All right, let's talk Timberwolves a little bit. As we said, Cat gone, Randle in. Way too early to judge it. It's going to take them time to work everything out.
No doubt.
Big picture, though, my opinion, I don't like the trade. I think it's a downgrade. Not that Julius Randle isn't a tremendous player. I just think he's a hard player to play with. I liked what Minnesota was doing last year, and defensively they were getting after it. I thought the combination of Gobert and Cat, even though 2 bigs, you don't see that a lot in the league, I thought that was really working together pretty well. I was surprised by the move.
You know what, Scott? Here's what I saw from that. I honestly thought that Cat and Rudy had something going at the end of the year. I thought they played very well together. And the reason why is because Cat was so proficient from around the 3-point line. That it really opened the floor up. Losing him is going to be tough because I'm like, okay, is Randle still going to be able to command the defensive presence at that 3-point line the way that the Cat did? I don't think so. I love the DiVincenzo move. This is a guy that's bounced around, but he's always been solid. Even when he was here, he was a very good defensive guy. He's a very high energy guy, played very well in New York. I mean, was doing big things. I was surprised they got rid of him, but still, all in all, I think he's an upgrade as far as the defensive side with Minnesota.
Yep. And again, Randall's an all-star type player. They got plenty around him. And part of the reason they made the move to get DiVincenzo, obviously a great defender, great 3-point shooter. And Minnesota has said they want to come out and shoot the threes better. Obviously, Cat said he was the greatest outside shooter of all time. So I don't know if you upgrade by losing Cat, but that was part of the process and the thinking of going into this.
But, Scott, I think that it really deters what they're doing, okay? Yes, DiVincenzo might upgrade your 3-point shooting, but it don't bring another big guy away from the basket. All it does is insert another guard to guard him. I thought the way Cat played and the way he pulled big guys outside, it opened up rim protection. So now you run pick and roll with Rudy Gobert. You don't have another big guy to rotate over.
Right.
It's maybe a guard, but Rudy's 7'2". You throw it to the moon, he catch it and dunk it. So with that not being the situation, when you put Randle in that situation, the big guy really ain't going all the way out to the 3-point line and guarding Randle.
No.
And if you got DiVincenzo on that side, it's going to be a guard over there. So now you got a guard that's got to rotate.
No doubt. And that's why Trey Lyles was so effective against the Timberwolves, because Gobert couldn't come out. All right, with Randle on the floor tonight, we touched about it a little bit with the drive guys with Kevin and Kyle. Matchups tonight. Obviously, who matches up against Anthony Edwards? You think it's going to be De'Aaron Fox tonight?
I think Fox is going to have to get the call. Unless they say, okay, Herder, you know what? Hey, we're throwing you back in here, buddy. I'm sorry you got to see a superstar every night, but this is the NBA. This is what it is. We're going to need you to guard him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if De'Aaron goes there. Gobert, I guess you put Sabonis on him. And again, this is the one area for the Kings that we've talked about a lot, is they're still small inside. And when Sabonis has to play a true, legit 5, you worry about fouls, you worry about rebounding.
Yes, you worry about fouls, you worry about rebounding. I think the one thing that might neutralize him early on, I want to see Sabonis attack him.
Yeah.
Bring it to him. Let's see what happens if we can get him in the foul trouble and see what type of rotations can Minnesota make. Yeah. Because like you said, if we kind of like run around Rudy Gobert and try to go around an Eiffel Tower, you're not going to do that.
No.
You're playing at his disposal if you're trying to go around and try to go up over him. No, you got to take that right to him.
No doubt. And that's one thing you've touched on in terms of a concern for the Kings is the rim protection. Obviously, in Gobert, the Stifle Tower, Minnesota still has that whether they lose Cat or not. But who's going to be that rim protector for the Kings this year?
That's going to be tough. I think that's still to be determined right now because, Sabonis is not our rim protector. Sabonis is one of our guys who plays solid defense. We really don't have a guy that goes up and blocks shots. So, like I said, that still is going to be determined. And if the Kings don't have a rim protector, the way you even that out, Scott, you better have good to almost great on-ball defenders. That way you don't need nobody to run over and protect the rim. You got guys who are able to stay in front of their man to where they don't need the help. You just stay in front of your man, and when your man missed a shot, you have to gang rebound. Gang rebound, get that ball, and get out in the transition.
It'll be an interesting mix because, truthfully, the Kings have not been a good three-point defending team at all either. So that combination is a little alarming.
Well, defense is going to be at an all-time premium. This is Mike's, third year now?
Yep.
This is Mike's third year. Mike is very much a defensive guy, and he knows exactly what this team needs. He knows what this team is lacking right now. So on-ball defense, whether you're dribbling or whether you're at the three-point line contesting a shot, is going to be at a premium.
It definitely is. Well, we're going to find out a lot tonight about this Sacramento Kings team. It's the season opener. It's the home opener. Trey Lyles is back. Kevin Herder is back. We'll have a full injury update coming for you a little bit later in the program. We'll also talk about those who made the roster. We loved Isaac Jones. He got himself a two-way contract, so it'll be good to see Isaac Jones a part of this team. We'll see how much he gets up and is able to play, but he's definitely a big body who is intriguing because it's a need that the Kings have.
Right. And that was the main thing that really kept this young man around is because, he's 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, only 5 years of organized basketball.
But he has a long wingspan, and he's able to block some shots. He's able to grab some rebounds. And the Kings are kind of light in that position, especially when we're just saying Trey Lyles is just now coming off of the IR. So, to have this guy in case of emergency break glass, he won't be a bad pickup. I'm glad the Kings keeping him around just to see what he's able to do. And then they might throw him into a developmental type situation.
Yeah.
Let's see what this guy can be. If we can, just keep him around for a little while, he might turn out to be something.
Absolutely. Mason Jones also gets a two-way contract. Isaiah Crawford, the other Kings who will be on two-way contract for this King squad. Orlando Robinson will not play tonight. He is on the roster. Scout Labissiere also on this Kings roster. So some interesting decisions for the Kings here. We'll see how they play it all out. Malik Monk, we know, will be coming off the bench. Mike Brown wants him to be the sixth man that he's been. It'll be interesting. You've got Naz Reid, who was the sixth man of the year.
Right.
Malik Monk, who many thought should have been the sixth man of the year tonight.
In my eye.
Yep. What do you make of Malik coming back and willing to be the sixth man still?
You know what? If Malik said, yes, I'm willing to take that exact same role on and be happy with it. He got paid. He got what he wanted to get. He says, yes, this is his home. He likes the team. He likes the way they let him play. I think this is the best place for Malik because he gets to play the way that he likes to play. He has the freedom. So I think that's a big part of it. And if he gets to do exactly what he did last year, Malik should be, just jumping for joy because he has a home here.
No doubt. And by starting Herter, you have Keon Ellis coming back off the bench, another guy who can play lockdown defense.
You know, we got a logjam, Scott, at that 1-2. And I'm really interested to figure out how is that going to work at the 1-2. You have De'Aaron, you have Kevin Herter starting, right? You got Keon Ellis that can go both ways. You have Monk that can go both ways. And then you got McLaughlin, who is a true point that could really run this basketball team and stretch the floor. That's 5 guys at the 2-3 position. Is there going to be enough minutes for all of them?
Doesn't seem like there will be. Pretty hard. You know, you can't play everybody all the time. You know that. And Mike Brown's the type of guy, though, who will give guys stretch of 4 or 5 games to prove themselves, right?
Yes, he's done that.
Yeah.
Because my question is this. You have a repertoire of guys there that everybody has their unique skill set. You know, Keon Ellis defends anybody.
Yep.
You have no problem throwing him out there to put him on any 1 or 2 in this league. All right. We already talked about Malik Monk. Don't even have to talk about him. Right. So now we're looking at McLaughlin. McLaughlin is a guy that he can really run this basketball team effortlessly. Right.
Yep.
And he can knock down a shot. He's a 3-point threat for this team. Kevin Herter, a 3-point threat for this team. So it's like you got a bunch of guys who has their own little skill sets, but how are you going to be able to utilize them?
That's what it's all about. Mike Brown has the responsibility of putting it all together. We'll see what he does tonight. All right, we're coming to you live from the Beachhead Deli. Again, Beachhead Deli right here on 7th and J, the place to pregame before your next big arena event. When we come back, we're going to go around the league. We'll get caught up on all the scores going on tonight. We'll talk about the Warriors. They had a blowout win to start their year. The Celtics looking good. Wemby in action as well. That and a lot more. It's Game Night. It's being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. More of Game Night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Friday starts with more clouds and temperatures in the lower 50s. Those clouds will thin out through midday. Look for afternoon highs around 80. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Don't miss Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo's Halloween bashes this weekend. That's right, Stoney has Halloween costume contests each night, including Sexiest, Scariest, and Best, and a superhero/villain contest this Sunday night. Winners get a dash for cash on the dance floor, free late night food, country dancing, and Halloween fun all weekend long. I'll see you on the dance floor.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
When is the best time to buy a new air conditioning system? Right now with Bell Brothers end of summer clear-out sale. You'll get up to $2,700 off a top-of-the-line AC system. Plus, no payments or interest for 1 year for qualified buyers. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. Because we only have a limited number of new top-of-the-line AC systems. And when they're gone, this offer is over. Need more info? Call us. Estimates and second opinions are always free. So call now for up to $2,700 off a new premium AC system. And no payments or interest for 1 year. Plus, if you call now, we'll throw in your choice of a free smart thermostat or indoor air purification system. But you have to call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com. Remember, end of summer is the best time to buy and save on a new AC system. TheNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, how are you celebrating fall's arrival?
By giving you the best savings yet on all remaining new 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs in stock, with savings up to $13,000 off MSRP, starting as low as $28,215.
Wow, that's some of the best savings you've had all year.
Yep, and it's not just on new Dodges. We have over 200 quality used cars available and 46 under $20,000 at the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter in historic downtown Woodland. Whatever vehicle you need, Hoblet has it.
If you need a vehicle new or used, your first stop needs to be Hoblet. You won't find bigger savings on a better selection of vehicles anywhere. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2023 Dodge Charger XXT after $39.20 factory rebates and $9,080 dealer discount. Rebates include 1,000 Hoblet inventory select coupons while supplies last. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. At least 5 of this net savings. See dealer for details.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Back into game night, Sacktown Sports 1140. We're coming to you live from the Beachhead Deli. Again, we're across the street from the arena. This is the place to pregame before all of your next big arena events, games, concerts, etc. Beautiful night in our capital city. Henry, this is what it's all about from the beginning when they built this arena. It's amazing. This arena has almost been here 10 years now.
Wow. First of all, let me say this. This sandwich from Beach Hut Deli is just hitting different. Bro, the bread. You know, I've had a lot of sandwiches, and I always, look at how well the bread is prepared.
Yes.
The bread tastes so good here, bro. It's just killing it on this sandwich. But, yeah, like you said, this is what this arena is all about.
It is.
Good day, good weather in Sacramento. You open up the doors. Everybody can see in. Everybody can look and see what's going on the basketball floor. This thing, man, it's 10 years in, but it still feels like yesterday.
It will never get old. It will feel like brand new to me. And again, finally, some great respect for Golden One Center, voted the best arena in the league.
God, they put some spec on our name. That's what we're talking about. Come on, Sack.
Exactly.
Stand up, baby.
By the way, as we go around the league, Clippers and Suns will start their Intuit Dome opening night for them. Suns win in overtime, but I tell you what, that's a special arena too, and I can't wait to get down there.
Come on, Scooter, me and you both, man. I am on first team. I want to go to that arena and see what's going on. Plus, I want to go there and broadcast from the arena.
We need to do that. We absolutely need to do that. Kings will be in LA on Saturday at crypto.com. I'm going to be down there for that one. That'll be fun, but we need to do a Clippers game.
Got to do a Clippers game. We need to talk to the powers that be.
Yep.
And say, hey, Scott and the High Flyer need to be there.
We're going to make that happen. We will make that happen.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go around the league. Should they just give out the Larry O'Brien trophy right now to the Celtics? They're up, and I know it's the Wizards, 107-75, but I mean, they absolutely mauled the Knicks at home as they got their rings on Tuesday night. This Celtics team looks like they are coming out with an absolute mission to repeat.
I like that. I honestly like that, Scott. If you have the personnel to do that, you broke the chain and got the championship. Because there was a whole bunch of questions. Can you do it?
Yep.
They were able to do it with relatively a young core, a young group. And so when you bounce back and pick up right where you left off, that sends a message. That lets everybody know that you're standing on business. You're standing 10 toes down. You're ready to get it in. And so, when you come out with that type of presence, a lot of teams, they kind of mess around in the first 10, 20 games. If Boston come out and be dominant in those first 10, 20 games, man, it's going to be tough.
And you know what? They're like the Warriors in a sense. They're changing the game, right? They are so good behind the three-point line at a level that really nobody else has been in this league before. The way they are playing the game, other teams are trying to mimic them. Has this league, I mean, over 50% of the shots in these first few games, the first couple of days, have been from beyond the arc. Are we getting too three-point heavy? I mean, it is what it is.
For the NBA, no. For the enjoyment and the excitement of the game, no. This is exactly where the NBA wants. For true enthusiasts of NBA basketball, probably so.
Yep.
But basketball has evolved. It's not the game that I played, and it's not the game that most of us old farts have watched. The three-point line is the number one weapon right now, and a lot of these teams and a lot of these young players are utilizing that. And when you talk about the Boston Celtics, to me, they're just a very well-rounded team because you marvel over them offensively. I think they're just as dangerous on the defensive side because all of those guys have bought in on they have to defend in order for them to get out and play that offensive game.
Yeah, no doubt. They are the best team in the league, no doubt about it right now. All right, also it's Wemby's debut this season. They're in Dallas taking on the Mavs. Luka and company right now beating the Spurs 71-62. I love what the Spurs did in the offseason. Not only they got HB, who we know what a class player he is. He'll fit in with Popovich right away. But they get Chris Paul to work with Wemby. What a combination.
You know, it really didn't take a rocket scientist.
Yes.
And, you know, Chris Paul has been one of the best floor generals this game has ever seen. And I would have to say he's probably been the best guard at making mediocre big men look great. So in order for him to have a guy that has such talent as Wemby, it won't take a lot from Chris Paul. I think he's just going to make that guy much better. You're going to see a lot of what Wemby can do, and his game is going to stretch all the way out.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Spurs are a team that can leap ahead. I think this is one of these teams that can compete for a playoff spot. I think they're going to be better quicker than people might think they might be. And I think Wemby has got a chance to be not only all NBA, but I mean to win a lot of accolades this year.
You know, if the young man could stay healthy and stay on the basketball floor, I'm with you on that. You know, you definitely have been with me long enough, Scott, to know how I feel about betting against black. I very rarely do it. And you know how I feel about Popovich. I still think Popovich is one of the best in the business that has done it. He has stood true to the test of time. You know, we know the game has changed, but he has always had players to come in and play his style of basketball. And I honestly think his style has been rejuvenated also because, you know, he let those guys utilize that three-point line.
No doubt. As for the Mavericks, Klay Thompson, first time suiting up in a Mavs uniform. He's leading the team in scoring right now, 16 points and 7 rebounds through 20 minutes of action. If he can get back to somewhere near the old Klay with Kyrie and Luka, my goodness, that 1-2-3 punch is going to knock a lot of people out.
You know, and don't forget about PJ, and don't forget about the big kid the big kids in the middle.
Yep.
J Kidd has got a very good basketball team on his hands, and he got a bunch of guys that love playing with one another. I don't think there's any egos out there on the floor. You have Luka, probably one of the best players in the league, and Kyrie has really come in and said, okay, this is his team. I'm just a part. And then everybody else buys in. So no ego out there. Everybody plays well together.
No doubt. And then also the only other game along with our game here at Golden One Center, it's OKC and Denver. A lot of people think those will be the top two teams in the conference. The Thunder, a lot of people think might just be the best team in the Western Conference right now.
Right. What Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has done, him and his company down in OKC, they marveled last year. No one ever thought that basketball team was going to take a Herculean leap like they did, but they look good at doing it. You know, we understood that they were a very young basketball team. Shai is the leader of that group, and he's relatively in his prime. But all the rest of the guys that's on that basketball team flows and rolls right along with him, and they have come out like gangbusters. Last year was a huge surprise, but they played solid. So I would think that they would start the exact same way.
No doubt. All right, the Pelicans last night, talk about injuries. They suffer a big one. DeJounte Murray breaking his hand in that game. Is going to be out for several weeks. They go out and make a big move to get him, and then, boy, what a disappointment there.
Yeah, that's tough right there to lose a guy like that because he was supposed to come in and really solidify that backcourt with CJ.
Yep.
And, you know, and if you looked at what they could have been together, they probably would have been top 5 in the backcourt with those two players.
No doubt. So that'll be interesting to see how the Pels hold up. They don't have Valanciunas this year. Obviously, the Kings, we know one thing. If they're going to get to where they want to be, they're going to have to beat the Pelicans at least once this year. Just once. Not asking for a sweep. I'm just asking for one win, high flyer. Just one.
That's a hard dig right there. But, you know, last year,
the Pelicans, 0-6, man.
Wow, the Pelicans had our number, Scott. And if it was anyone as frustrated as you were, it was me for the most part. I mean, I couldn't understand why the Kings couldn't get over the hump with the Pelicans. But then again, too, I understand matchups and I understand a mismatch. And we were just a mismatch for the Pelicans. They was able to have their way with us. But hopefully we've made some changes.
Yes.
And we're not the exact same team. So I expect the Kings to do different things this year.
I agree with you. Obviously, we got by the Warriors to get to New Orleans in that play-in scenario. The Warriors, they routed Portland last night, 139-104. Nobody thinks Portland's going to be a playoff team, but the 35-point win, impressive. Steph doing his thing. Draymond Green seems to be locked in.
How about Buddy Hield?
Buddy Hield lighting it up from 3. What do you think? Is this Warriors team better than they were a year ago? What do you think?
It's hard to say that they're better without Clay, bro. Because it's been that for so long. It's been the Splash Brothers plus Draymond Green and whoever else you want to sprinkle in there, KD, Mitchell Wiggins, just plug and play.
Yep.
So I think the jury is still out.
Okay.
They're looking for Buddy Hield to shoot the ball as well as Clay did. And the one thing we know about Buddy, he loves to shoot. Now, is he going to shoot that ball at a high level? We don't know, but we do know the kid can shoot.
And he's going to shoot.
Oh, no doubt. And he's going to pull it up.
He's going to shoot. The Grizzlies, another team that should be way better than they were last year. Such a massive disappointment last year, the whole thing with Ja Morant and all their injuries and everything else. They start with a win in Utah, 126-124. Morant went for 22 points and 10 assists. And if he can keep his act clean, the Grizz should be a playoff team. We're close, competing for it.
I will say this. The Grizz is my dark horse this year.
Yeah.
I think if it's any basketball team that can bounce back from a dismal year as what they had would be them. I honestly thought that with all the injuries and then a debacle of Ja and with everything that he had going off the court, it couldn't get any worse for them last year. But seems like you said, if Ja Morant can come in and do what he needs to do, they got the guys back that was injured. Michael Adams probably is the only guy that didn't return with this basketball team. But as far as the last time I checked, they got a very nice big draft pick that they brought off in there that's going to be able to fulfill that center position.
It'll be interesting to see if Zach Edey translates to the NBA. Obviously, he was a standout at Purdue. He was just an amazing player for the Boilermakers, but whether that skill set and that size and that lack of speed will translate to the NBA, I'm really interested to see.
I will say this, Scott. They were very successful with Steven Adams.
Yep.
At the 5.
Yep.
Steven Adams wasn't a road runner.
No, he wasn't.
Steven Adams wasn't a guy that would just play above the rim. He was very much a big body. He was very much a good rebounder, a guy that blocked out, a guy that set good screens. And Memphis was able to be very successful with that style of player. Now, seeing that you're bringing in an Edey, I think he fits that mold very well with a bigger, younger, longer, more of a shot-blocking presence. So I think he'll be just fine in that offense.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of big men, and a little bit of concern early on, Joel Embiid already missing games and will not be playing back-to-backs early on. They get beat by Milwaukee at home, 124-109. What do you make of the situation in Philly?
Philly just can't get a healthy player, can they?
No.
You get Ben Simmons. He hurt. All right. You bring in Harden. He hurt. Okay. Now you got Joel Embiid. He hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, the Philadelphia 76ers must be just snake bit with injuries.
No doubt. And a lot of people are, giving some slack, or I shouldn't say slack, but some shade to Embiid for playing in the Olympics, getting that gold. He should have taken the whole season off. I don't know about that. I mean, anytime you get a chance to win a gold for your country, it's hard to deny anybody of that. But it will be interesting to see how much he's affected by this knee and how long he's going to be held out.
I'll tell you this. For Philadelphia fans, I understand where you're coming from 100%, because it's one of those things to where we understand you want to go play for your country. You're not the end-all, last be-all of big men that could have went and still won a gold for the country.
Yep.
I understand where Joel Embiid's coming from. You know what? I get to go and I get to represent my country. But if it's in the deficit of you're not being able to play for a championship, that's something that you had to weigh out.
No, true. And to win that gold medal for the Olympics, you get paid $0 to do that. I do believe that Philadelphia 76ers are paying him more than $0 to play in Philadelphia.
Right. I agree with you 100%. But still, we're talking about probably for this year alone, the Olympics for us was the highest stage of basketball play.
No doubt. You wouldn't want to deny anybody a chance to play for your country.
Right.
I totally understand that for sure.
So it's kind of like a catch-22.
It is.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
No doubt. It's a tough situation. All right. I know you've got to get back heading over to the arena. Kings Live pregame's coming up at 6:30. So in the couple of minutes we have left with you here, just final thoughts for tonight. Home opener, season opener, great anticipation, big-time opponent in the house. What are you expecting from the Kings tonight?
I expect a lot of energy out of this squad. You know, when you talk about being able to go up and down, I expect the Sacramento Kings to be moving. I expect the Sacramento Kings to be pushing the ball, getting up and down. I expect a very high-octane offensive game. Now, whether the shots fall or not, that's yet to be seen. But still, I want to see the energy and the effort.
Well, we know that the energy will be in the building tonight. This place is sold out. It's going to be rocking. It is whited out with the 40 years of Roar T-shirts on all the seats. It's going to be an electric atmosphere tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely going to be there, like I said before, all 40 years, and I know this one isn't going to be any different. The Kings fans will be there. They will be loud and rowdy, and they will show out.
40 years, man, 40 years.
40 years.
Pretty amazing. It's going to be an incredible season high flyer. I look forward to working with you all season long.
Yes, sir.
And enjoy the rest of that sandwich.
Oh, I'm going to do that.
I know that. All right, High Flyer leaves. We'll take the break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here. We'll give you the injury report for tonight's contest. This is game night. It's coming to you live from the Beachhead Deli. We're on 7th and K. We're across the street from the arena. This is the place to pregame before your next big arena event. More of game night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Tesla, keeping it real tour.
Saturday, November 9th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Tesla, live. The multi-platinum rock band returns with special guest, Fuel. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Tesla, keeping it real tour.
It's time to load up your calendar with all the hottest events. This is your Sacktown Sports live events calendar. First up, all this month, take the family to Dave's Pumpkin Patch for hay rides, corn mazes, and fall fun for everyone. It's the perfect way to celebrate the season. Next, David Spade brings his sharp wit to Hard Rock Live Sacramento on November 22nd. And the comedy continues with a hilarious Russell Peters taking the stage at Hard Rock Live on November 23rd. And if you're looking for some legendary music, Legends of Motown will have you grooving to all your favorite classics at Thunder Valley on the same night, November 23rd. Then get festive with the Jersey Boys Midtown Men Holiday Show on December 8th at Thunder Valley. And kicking off the new year, Dylan Scott with Jackson Dean and Avery Anna are bringing their country hits to Thunder Valley on January 10th. So get out there and enjoy the best live events Sacramento has to offer. For tickets and event details, visit sacktownsports.com.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Yeah, there are so many football games streaming this season. Can Xfinity Internet handle it?
Oh, we know the game is only live once, so we built a network with all pro speeds and low lag so you don't miss a snap.
So I can yell, "He's open!" when he's actually open?
Yeah, but the quarterback still can't hear you.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and TV and enjoy instant access to your favorite live sports with the Xfinity Stream app. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Streaming content limited to the U.S. Programming subject to change.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140, our final segment, Kings Live pregame coming your way at 6:30. Jason Ross will have that with the high flyer who's making his way over to the arena right now. 7 o'clock tip, the 40th season of Kings basketball. We have had a lot of change, so many ups and downs, new arenas. Can't even tell you how many players have come in and out. The thought of relocation, all in the mix over these 40 years. But the one constant, the one thing that has never changed in these 40 years is the great Gary Gerald, who will have the call tonight right here on Sacktown Sports 1140. 7 o'clock tip for that. Keep it tuned all evening long right here. Game night again brought to you today by Beachhead Deli, where we're out on location, the place to pregame before your next big arena event. Our thanks to Troy Feist and David Reeves, the owners of Beachhead Deli, for having us here today. It has been a blast. All right, time now for your injury report. It's brought to you by Gingery Law Firm. Gingery Law Firm, when you're ever in an injury, call Gingery. All right, for the Kings tonight, as we mentioned, Kyle Herter is back tonight. Trey Lyles is back. Herter is going to start for the Kings. Lyles will be available for the Kings. No Devin Carter. He's out with that shoulder. The anticipated return is sometime in January. And also no Orlando Robinson tonight for the Sacramento Kings. He is unavailable for them. So that's a look at the injury report for tonight. What a night it will be for the Kings as they try to kick off the season at home with a victory. The T-Wolves come in, they're 0-1. They're going to be a little bit angry. They lost in LA. They didn't play particularly well. They're still trying to figure things out. Julius Randle in the starting lineup, Big Cat in New York. It's going to take some time to figure this out. Julius Randle, he's a unique player to play with. You know, Sabonis is a unique player to play with as well. He is a center in a four's body who plays outside, works a lot of dribble handoffs, isn't necessarily a great outside shooter, but the Kings are working on that. For Julius Randle, obviously he's a guy who can rebound. He can do multiple different things, but he's not a great outside shooter either. How is he going to fit into the mix with one of the game's great stars in Anthony Edwards? And that's what he is. Anthony Edwards looks to take another step to become the face of the NBA. That's what he wants to do. We'll see how they work together between Randle and Edwards. You still have Rudy Gobert, who has signed his 3-year, $110 million contract. He'll be in Minnesota for the next few years. So how does this all work out for Chris Finch and company in Minnesota? I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they come together. It's a team that made the Western Conference Finals last year. They've got high expectations, and we'll see if they can live up to them with the roster changes. For the Kings, they're trying to get back in the playoffs. This is the year they want to get into the top 6. They've gone out. They've gotten DeMar DeRozan. The starting 5 is solid. Keegan Murray looking to have a breakout year in his 3rd year. De'Aaron Fox looking to get to All-NBA, looking for that supermax contract for next season. And Sabonis trying to pick right up where he's left off with 2 years of All-NBA efforts. Should be a fun one tonight. Should be a fun season for the Kings. We are proud to be the home of the Kings. We'll have all 82 games plus, hopefully, playoff games as well all season long right here. We appreciate you listening to Game Night. Our thanks again to Beachhead Deli for being our place to host us here for the kickoff to the Kings season. Coming up next, it will be Kings Live pregame and then the tip. 7 o'clock again tonight. Kings and Timberwolves. It starts for real tonight. The G-Man with the call. Enjoy all the Kings basketball all night long right here. Sacktown Sports 1140. Have a great night, everyone.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
And a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Friday starts with more clouds and temperatures in the lower 50s. Those clouds will thin out through midday. Look for afternoon highs around 80. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for